Hello, and welcome to this video on caffeine. Caffeine is a nefarious toxin that builds up in the pancreas and poisons you. Well, more of a shadow of a threat that has been blown up by ignorance into another bogeyman of pseudoscience and woo. Unfortunately, or fortunately, caffeine is essential to coffee, and coffee is life, so it must be defended. The pancreas has several important functions in the human body. Best known of these is insulin secretion. It also produces digestive enzymes, somatostatin, glucagon, and pancreatic juices. As with any major exo and endocrine organ, when it has problems, they are generally quite significant. Examples common to the pancreas are cancer and diabetes mellitus type 2. A common issue that is associated with the pancreas is pancreatitis. This is an inflammation of the pancreas. Inflammation interferes with the secretion of exo and endocrine signals and hormones, increases cancer risk, and the risk of other metabolic disorders. These are most likely caused by chronic alcohol abuse and gallstones, neither of which have much, if anything, to do with caffeine, except in the case of energy drinks. The claim from pseudoscience and woo peddlers is summed up in this quote: "Caffeine affects the body's metabolism, not only through the central nervous system, but also by stimulating the pancreas. This can irritate an already inflamed and scarred pancreas, increasing the pain of chronic pancreatitis and impairing pancreatic functioning. It is critical to stay hydrated while treating chronic pancreatitis and acting to prevent more acute pancreatic attacks. Caffeine is also a diuretic, which speeds up fluid loss in the body and can cause dehydration." Let's begin by going with a reputable source of information. Science Daily 2006. It opens with this quote: "Scientists at the University of Liverpool have found how coffee can reduce the risk of alcohol-induced pancreatitis. Pancreatitis is a condition in which the pancreas becomes inflamed, causing severe abdominal pain. It is often triggered by alcohol consumption, which causes digestive enzymes to digest part of the pancreas." Well, that's a bit of a letdown. What about a consolation prize? Some more information on how caffeine protects the pancreas. First, the Science Daily article source. The two professors, Ole Peterson and Robert Sutton, from the University's Physiological Laboratory and Division of Surgery, have the following to say about how caffeine and coffee protect the pancreas. When under stress from alcohol, excess amounts of calcium are released within the pancreas. The mitochondria become damaged and cannot produce the mechanisms that remove excess calcium. The excess calcium activates an apoptosis cascade, destroying the cells in the pancreas. They have found that caffeine present in drinks such as coffee can at least partially close these channels. This explains why coffee consumption can reduce the risk of alcoholic pancreatitis. The caffeine effect, however, is weak. Huang and company had this to say about caffeine and the pancreas in 2015. Caffeine and its dimethylxanthine metabolites reduce pathological IP3R-mediated pancreatic acinar calcium 2 signals, but only caffeine ameliorated experimental AP. Caffeine is a suitable starting point for medicinal chemistry. This can be seen in this series of graphs from an animal model of pancreatitis and caffeine. As can be seen, the green caffeine-treated animals had less negative measurements made. Finally, this quote from Poshahidi et al. In 2016, who conducted a meta-review of previous research to get the best possible data set and overview of the evidence. Overall results of this comprehensive review show that the health benefits or null effects clearly outweigh the risks of moderate coffee consumption in adult consumers for the majority of health outcomes considered. This finding is largely based on the observational data, and moreover, major interactions were noted between coffee consumption and other lifestyle habits, such as smoking, alcohol, or hormone replacement therapy. Not much else needs to be said, except that the diuretic effects of caffeine are mitigated by the amount of fluid consumed in a cup of coffee, since it is a very mild diuretic. Therefore, the fluid loss is none to minimal. Weirdly, caffeine provides protective effects from liver disease, diabetes, and other metabolic disorders, any risk is small and often outweighed by the benefits. Therefore, the entire argument of caffeine building up in the pancreas, let alone having an effect on it, is effectively debunked. Thank you for watching this video. Please post any comments, questions, or suggestions you may have below.